Morning folks. I wasn't sure there'd even be a video this morning. Was out and ready, but as usual, surprise, pour with rain. Real heavy downpour and crazy windy, so the rain was blowing all over the place. So I kind of terminated that and decided to start again. Now luckily there's a big clock in the background. I can't remember what it's called. It looks very familiar to me. Anyone? No, sorry, I have no idea what that clock is. I've seen it in a few pictures, but first time seeing it in real life. That clock helped me to realise that I don't need to rush. Why? Because it's 11:15. What does that mean? It means that the horses, who were probably massively freaking out on the way over, in fact almost guaranteed they were freaking out on the way over, probably now are going to be pretty relaxed. However, the temperature, guys, halved overnight. Would you believe it? Yesterday, horse guards in the sunshine, as you know, brilliant day, but it halved. We went from what we had, which was what, give or take 20 degrees yesterday roughly, to 10 today. Dramatic difference. Luckily I realised it last night because I was out playing snooker, and when I came back it was so flipping cold I couldn't wait for the bus. Bing bong, big clock. Incidentally, I noticed a few people in the comments yesterday mentioned that, hey, actually it was a video before yesterday, hey, the bell is called Big Ben and the tower is the Elizabeth Tower. Hello, we know that. We've mentioned it many times before. However, almost everybody, not just visitors, tourist guests, but British people, know it as bell in the tower, as Big Ben. Everybody calls it Big Ben. But I do appreciate the clarification sometimes, folks. Oh, hold on, ZZ Top's got a call from his new manager. They're talking about reforming the group. They've got their 80th anniversary coming up next year. Nope, he's too shy to come out now. Damn it, look, bro doesn't, turned his back on us. Okay, thanks. Right, yesterday, I was here yesterday. This is lovely architecture, folks. King Charles Street. Wasn't recently named, although it doesn't, fortunately, have a King Charles the whatever designation. It's the original King Charles, the first one. Goes down in toward the Foreign Office, Birdcage Walk, Wellington Barracks at the end. Beautiful though. The architecture at this end of Whitehall is something else. I'm not sure whether they've ever really paused at the beginning of one of these videos to show you. The good news is that despite the freak downpour and somewhat overclouded skies, the sun is trying desperately to poke its way out just for us and the horses. Let's hope it does so, folks. I'm all rubbered up though, just in case. I thought, you know what, I'm going to be Paris smart today, because the forecast for most of this morning was gusty wind, rain, and very much an overclouded sky. Now luckily only part of that has happened, and I certainly hope we've already got that part out of the way. We're just about to go past Downing Street, which looks quite busy actually. I wonder if, it being Monday morning, they've got some intel about, I don't know, people wanting to spray red paint for absolutely no good reason whatsoever. It is curious to have officers at the front this early on a Monday. They're normally inside the gates, the armed officers.
Email reception the day before.
So a little surprising, we'll see. Yep, look, big queue of armed officers inside the gates, as ever. However, not usually. Morning, guys. Rare to see you guys at the front. Are you expecting something to happen, like red paint or something?
No, it's just to deal with all the protests that's going on at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just extra precaution, that's all.
Makes sense. The amount of money they're wasted spraying that crap all over the government buildings. Crazy, eh? Take it easy, guys. They didn't comment, but I could see. They're such diplomats, the police in London. The expressions on their face told me what I needed to know. It was basically like, yeah, good point, but of course they wouldn't say it. So they're bringing extra bodies out just in case. Makes sense, doesn't it? Precautionary measure. It's typically after a lot of these Just the Oil or other protesters wake up on a Monday morning, go nice and early, sign for their benefits, and then think, hey, which government building should we vandalise today? And then off they go, buy some red paint with their benefit money and spray it all over the place. It makes sense actually, having bodies outside these buildings, this is 70 Whitehall, it's a cabinet office, is unusual. Almost never see bodies outside these buildings this far down. So folks, that's where your hard-earned taxpayers' money is going, supporting the benefit life of miscreants who like to spray buildings with red substances. Now, we're approaching Horse Guards, and I'm pretty sure that the first Blues won't have gone out just yet. I think they're imminently going to head into the tunnel. If not, it won't be long. Okay, the two troopers are still there, Blues and Royals troopers. So we have got a return of the lifeguards today. Yep, folks, I don't like this trashy stall either. I personally have absolutely no idea how it even got permission to be here, but there it is. It's the same the world over. Trashy stalls galore. So the police have even parked a car right in the middle of the road between Horse Guards and the turning to the Ministry of Defence, which in itself is also quite unusual. Anyway, here we are, complete with new arrivals from Heathrow. Trouble is, this place has become well known as a luggage storage area now, people, so globally we get folks coming along and deciding, you know what, we're going to leave our luggage here. We're looking at Monty, people, plus happy tourists in a very shiny coat. In fact, it's so shiny I could shave in it. Happy and magnificent Monty. Pretty sure this dude's not going to grab the reins, which in some respects is probably a good thing. I can't remember how much of yesterday's part 1 and part 2, or sorry, rather which of the part 1 or part 2 had the miscreant rein grabber yesterday. It was an interesting one because the chap that grabbed the reins yesterday did so, and the guard was about to tell him, but before the guard could speak, multiple tourists, including those in his own group, were saying to him, get off the reins, don't touch the reins. How's about that? Horse Guards has become self-policing. Now, apologies if that was in the video you already saw, folks. If it wasn't, I hope I haven't spoiled it too much. By the time you're watching this, this video will have been published after part 2 from yesterday. And remarkably, the weather decided to improve dramatically. Look at this. What has it been? 8 minutes since I started this video. We were walking in a horrid, overcast yuckiness, and it changed to this. Wow, that's got to be one of the most dramatic, almost instantaneous weather changes we've ever seen on this channel. Some crazy lady at this end is headbutting the horse. I'm not sure why. She's kind of like, huh? Rose just bought his dry cleaning. See, tourists are still dressed for wet weather. It's either that or excessive birth control. Take your pick. I mean, to be honest, I actually like a walking piece of waterproof fabric today. On the whole, 10 minutes until we are expecting them to head out. Oh, hold on, folks. 1 second. Look. What the hell? Wait, the tourist just went into... Actually, Phil, the way the lady walks over and the way the police were walking over, I thought to myself, she is 100% going to get in trouble, because she was sort of rushing toward the arches and it looked very odd. And then the guards looked at her quickly while she was behind the post, but she showed her ID. That was very, very, very curious, to be honest. Like, even the police are wondering, like, what just happened. Oh, hold on. Big wigs. So we've got a very big wig on the right, folks. Anyone know who that is? Who's the big boss on the right hand side? Looking to me like either a lieutenant colonel or a colonel, potentially. Yeah, that was... they're laughing about it now. God was just about to shout in her face. And then she produced her military ID. Brilliant. That would have been super awkward, like the classic video when the shop worker got screamed at just because they were going to work because the guard didn't recognise the new shop worker. Okay, he's trying not to laugh. I think, to be fair, actually, the situation was really that most of the MOD employees that go in and out of here flash their cards early as they're walking toward the arch to make sure the guard has had good time to see it. But occasionally, I guess especially on a wet beginning of the week, they leave it until the last moment and that happens. Yeah, boom. Now interestingly, lots of people arriving for work this morning. Interestingly, the back, the parade ground area is deserted. Look, you see the two officers of the tunnel. I can't see a single tourist. Now, why is it deserted, you might ask yourself? Well, everybody, the holidays are over. That's right. Lots of people now crying at their desks, depressed at the thought of that ham and Edam sandwich coming up at 1 o'clock for lunch, that £7 Pret orange juice, or the £5 Costa coffee. Yep, I know. That used to be me, guys. I used to cry over my my sandwiches and coffee at lunchtime. But luckily, not anymore. Why luckily? Well, because I think I was destined at birth to be a farmer. Okay? Farmers work with the land, as do people like me, peasants. Now, we like to get our hands dirty. Now, if that means getting dirty here, helping miscreant tourists, hey, fine with me. Absolutely fine with me. Let's have a little stroll out to the back and see what's happening. So yeah, Farmer John, everybody, found a new new pastime as a videographer. Wow, love it when the light clears. Look at this mirror on the floor. Beautiful reflections. I was hoping there might have been a puddle at the front so we could capture the horses. Actually, there are a few people out here, a few hardy souls. There probably was quite a large crowd, but then it poured down. They probably ran away to get out of the rain when I was up at the phone boxes. Okay, construction site is back in full... Oh wow, that's beautiful, guys. Look at this. Isn't that magnificent? Sort of trying to frame it to get every single bit in. What a lovely morning. It really is. Gosh, it cheered up pretty quick, didn't it? But now they're actually installing the seats. They built the stands, and as you can see, look. Whoop, if I can hold it steady. That's zoomed in 10 times. I have no idea if that's clear for you guys. I can see it clearly. They're installing the plastic seats now. Imagine how long that's going to take, folks. They need to do all the other side as well. I don't know how many seats, a couple of thousand probably. Each one needs to be manually screwed onto the metal frame. Yikes, that is almost never ending. A bit like painting the Forth Bridge. The second you've finished it, it's almost time to start disassembling it. And the process repeats. Oh, Bro's found himself a little seat. Pretty smart. Why not? Better standing up, I guess. Pretty much. We didn't actually ID the horses, and the thing is, I'm somewhat reluctant to move from here because I know the second I do move, the first blues are going to emerge. Also, you've got 2 officers in the tunnel, 6 in the yard. I think imminently. Oh, a whole bunch of stuff's being taken away, look. Interesting enough, folks, our blues appear to be running late. Now, we've got lifeguards arriving. And apparently horses are kicking off a bit, as the officer said there, as the blues haven't even gone out yet. So I'm super confused this morning. Really confused. back in winter cloaks, folks, because it was pouring down. Move myself way back. I was not expecting to see the guards back in winter cloaks in the middle of April, but there we are. It was a really horrid morning. As you could tell, some of them have got drenched. Plumes are stuck to the sides of their helmets. Not pleasant to be riding over here when it's absolutely pelting down. Apologies guys for what looked like a very brief edit in the video. I was about 10 or 15 minutes in the tunnel, as you saw. Just came out and then somebody gestured that they needed to speak to me. So apologies for the cut. But anyway, here we are. I thought I'd mention that because it's very, very rare that there are any cuts in my videos, but there was no choice this morning. Tourists are coming through. Now I'm wondering why it is that we haven't actually seen the Blues exiting. Either that or I'm completely losing my marbles. No, they didn't. Very, very, very peculiar actually. I'm tempted to ask the officer, in fact. I think I will. Very odd. It doesn't make any sense. Hey, am I blind or did the Blues not even go out yet? Wait, so they're in the and the lifeguards? Ah, okay. Yeah? First time I've ever seen that, no? Ah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, seeing back in the cloaks already, wasn't expecting that. Okay, folks, so we've got what they're calling or describing here as a wet change. Now, that's not something that I've come across anywhere other than the palace. Now, what is a wet change? Well, the Blues and Royals didn't ride out to the parade ground. Okay, the parade ground, as we saw, I don't know what, 7-8 minutes ago, was deserted. There was no one there. Then the lifeguards rode in, as you saw, in winter cloaks, despite the fact that we're in the middle of April, and went straight into the stables with the Blues and Royals, who are also in the stables. Just told it a wet change.
Yeah, wet mount, yeah.
But I never even knew that HCAV did wet mount. I thought that was only in the palace.
They all do it.
Brilliant, lovely thing to see. But weird to see it back in the cloaks.
Well, it's not even raining, is it? It's dry now.
That said 20 minutes ago it was flipping pouring.
They even did guard action. The band and everybody
Was it raining at the palace when they still did it?
They still did. No, well, it had stopped. It was sunny.
Ah, okay, so they called it just the nick of time.
Yeah, well, they've done it.
Okay, this makes a bit more sense now, people. But the first time we've ever been here, or arrived, that I remember, at Horse Guards in the morning, to not have part of one regiment ride out and wait as the new regiment arrives. So on the parade ground, we have a couple of police greys and no troopers, not even one, because they're all stuffed in the stable area. So I think what would have happened is the lifeguards would have ridden in, gone to the back, the outside area, which is not particularly large, but can probably accommodate, I guess, a dozen horses. Yep. And then the Blues. Oh, everyone's being pushed back to the second white line. Huge crowd here.
Everyone all the way back, please.
All the way up to the next one. Going. Now the next one, mate.
Everyone,
all the way
back this way. Everyone, yeah, keep going.
See that line there?
If you want to get hit by a horse, keep going.
Everyone being moved right back to the second white line. Here we are. Oops, sorry, sweetheart. Careful. Okay, they're proper on it, aren't they? Look at this. They're really on it this morning. Yeah? It's funny actually because when I got here initially and sorry Chad, yeah, go ahead. And saw the Blues and Royals, I didn't even notice actually about the long cloaks, but now it makes perfect sense. Packed actually. I wasn't surprising expecting this many people. I'm genuinely surprised. Okay, so we'll get the Blues riding out probably. One would assume also in their cloaks. What a peculiar morning, folks. And again, we always have surprises on the first day of the week, don't we? So it's not really, it's hugely shocking. But the numbers are actually for this beginning of the week. But the police are not taking any chances anymore in terms of people not being properly behind the second line. As you heard, everyone is getting really pushed back and shouted at if they don't stay pushed back. Fair enough, I guess, to be honest. So I think it's our first HCAV wet mount this end, because typically it will start raining after the regimental changeover. I didn't ever remember it raining during a regimental changeover, which I guess is probably good luck or bad luck, depending on which way you look at it. So the blues aren't going to take too long to come out. Lifeguards already arrived late, blues are still in there, so that at the moment the blues are more than 15 minutes late for the first half of the troop exiting. And for the moment, folks, I'm pretty much stuck on this line with everyone else, because if I try to go to the front, I'm probably going to get shouted at. So I'll just stay here and see what happens next. Beautiful lights though, actually. Beautiful. The light is casting amazing shadows as well, especially into the boxes. I'm guessing the blues were probably not anticipating they'd have to be fully dressed in the summer order, plus the cloaks. I'm sure, to be honest, that of a Monday morning, that's one thing that would not be looking forward to. So a lot of extra work to get fully dressed and then have to add the cloak. Actually, now the sun's come out, I'm thinking that as there was in fact a fall change at the palace this morning, it's very likely there's going to be quite a deluge of tourists coming down, because yes, people have gone home after these holidays, but there's always a new lot arriving. A lot of people actually would have timed their holidays in the UK for after Easter break. Why? Because flights and hotels are considerably cheaper when you book outside the domestic British holidays. In fact, a hell of a lot cheaper. So there's a pro tip, guys. When you're booking holidays to the UK, never ever book to come here when British school children are off their holidays. You'll overpay massively. Oh, one tourist started to run. Doesn't want to wait. Bro's got his coffee. Oh, they want everybody back today. I can't see how they're going to clear the tunnel. There's just simply not enough space physically in here. Interestingly, we've still got the Blues and Royals gatesman behind me, who's going to have to get out somehow. I mean, I don't know how he's going to get out with this many people. This is what we're looking at for him to get out. Yep. He's still back there in the archers, folks. The police are looking at their watches. Yeah, I think it's the latest ever they've changed now. It's not far off 1:15. Yeah.
Once the bell goes, then they'll open the door and come out.
Let's hope so.
They've got to come out.
Yeah, but I was thinking that since 11 when they didn't go to the parade ground for the changeover.
They did a whip.
Yeah. And so we wait, people. Me, you, tourists, visitors, guests, police, and civil servants who are late for work on Monday morning.
Come down earlier, didn't it?
Yeah. Did you get stuck in it?
I was in Green Park. No, I just stayed and waited. It stopped.
Alrighty ho, folks. Here we are. Almost 15 minutes late. And now, interestingly, the lifeguards that are emerging to replace their colleagues have removed their cloaks. So we went from winter cloaks back to summer order almost instantaneously. I'm sure they couldn't wait to get the cloaks off. Yes, it pulled down, but at the same time it's very, very humid. Wow, right in front of us. for that blues gatesman. It's going to shock everyone in a minute. Unless, of course, the police decide to tell everyone to make a gap, which I'm not sure they will this morning. Let's see. No troopers out here to do it. There's no old guard. I'm also not sure if they're going to dismount, folks, because actually they're not going to dismount because they're wearing their winter cloaks. Who's coming in cloaks? I don't actually know if they'll ride out in cloaks, but we'll see shortly. Looking behind me for that great There we have it. I really didn't think that the police. He did. I think the police purposely didn't tell everyone to move, no, this morning. They wanted to see it as well. Righty ho. Next up, Gatesman, Shitsman to relieve the Blues and Royals. You can see they're ready. Chains are down. It's glorious light, actually. I'm reluctant to move forward. We can, and normally do move forward. We're allowed to, but I'm just wondering if the new officer is going to have a problem. So I think I don't want to risk it, to be honest. Okay, I think they had their fun already with the Blues. Right, here comes our first gatesman of the week, the lifeguards. That equals a lot of happy tourists. In fact, they're looking at me strangely because I'm kind of standing in the middle, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get shouted at because that's it. It's finished. Finito. They've completed the changeover. Everyone's waiting. So what's happening next? Well, ladies and gents, I regretfully have to inform you, nothing. That's it. It's finished. I'm kind of wondering actually why everyone's waiting. Unless I'm missing something. Hold on a second, we just changed the boxman, we changed the chitsman and gatesman. Yeah. That is it, isn't it? I just wonder where.
Come out now, they.
You think the second half, they're not even mounted though. I think it's going to be a bit of a wait. Okay, right, everyone's finally, pennies drop, guys. That is it. Everyone's finally going back to the front. Let's see what happens next. We're worried about getting wet. That was super curious now. I wonder what was going on. There's no troopers at the back. It's like empty. It's very odd this morning.
And there's no soldiers there.
Yeah. Oh well. Good for us. Right, folks. Back. Oh, hold on. A massive number of minions have arrived. Look. All lined up. Horsewise, who are we looking at? Who is this Trisox beauty? Oh, we know this one, don't we? With the slightly uneven... Oh, having a bit of yawn. The uneven blaze. 1 second.
So sorry for their guards, because
I can't, as ever, remember, folks. Let's find out. So that's only the second time ever we've seen summer and winter order in the same day, let alone in the same 10 minutes. That happened once last summer when they were wearing the summer order, and quickly, when it poured down, had to change to winter order. I think it was in August, one very heavily rainy day. So it's been months, 6 months plus, since we've seen 2 orders in the space of, 5 minutes? Very odd to see that, and very, very rare. So another one ticked off the list. One second, let's have a look. Who have we got here, horse-wise? Now luckily, because it was raining heavily, the horses' hooves are absolutely sparklingly clean. Weird as that might sound, I'm guessing the guards must have rubbed them down when they took them into the stables, because there's no way that hoof has ended up being in that condition all the way from Hyde Park in the rain. Let's see who we've got, one moment. The number's very clear, which I guess is a good start to the week. Sorry? I'm just having a look, one second, just going to try and find out if my connection wants to work, one second. I got the number, let's see if I can find out which one it is. It's way good. Oh, sorry, I wonder why they were screaming at the kids. They were stuck in the road. So what did you say?
I'm one of your subscribers.
I kind of guessed, otherwise I was thinking, hold on a second, how would she know to ask me of all the people here, what's the name of the horse? Yeah, interesting. Did you notice that they have both the orders? They were wearing the cloaks as they rode out, and then back to some orders they came in.
Yeah, because the blues and I saw see the blues and in the coats. Because they came in about summer here.
Yep. It's only the second time that happened. I've only ever seen it once last August, because within the space of 5 or 10 minutes we're seeing the troopers in winter and summer order. That didn't happen since last August. Only because somebody made the call, because of the weather forecast this morning, that they should bring their cloaks because it was supposed to pour down. And you can see it did, because some of the lifeguards had the plume stuck to their helmet. Yeah, as they rode in, they were not looking happy this morning, and I can't say I blame them.
I was here earlier and I got a photo to take a look at blues and whites to go. One was a huge picture.
The one that was at this end that went off a little while ago. That was Monty. It was Monty. Yep. That horse, I think, is 17.3. Damn it, he's flipping cold, right? I mean, you're probably used to it.
Came out of the station and went,
The thing is, the horses don't like it when it's like this. At all.
The horses, thank God, they were very nice this morning.
Yeah.
I
didn't even have the chance to have a look. I was in the tunnel for a lot of the time.
It's not small. It's absolutely cool.
I think it's probably the one that's still lacking an ID. They have like a moon on the head. The little sort of moon on the... No? I'm pretty sure that's the one that I still have an ID, because there's a new one that appeared that has a higher number than all the others, and no one knows who it is yet. Or if they do, they're not telling me. But is it not a bit too cheeky sometimes, my commentary? That's true, actually asking a Dubliner if it's too cheeky. That's like, hold on a second, nope.
But actually, what started me was a code. But secondly, what started me like this on YouTube is Busket. I didn't see Busket around.
No, he's rarely here early. He's hopefully here in the afternoon.
And then I started following you. And I looked at something for my phone. And plus the fact that you tell me what day it is.
It does make a difference, yeah, massively.
Because sometimes I think, hold on a minute, the view is this.
Yeah.
So it does make a difference when you see the day.
But if you're here all the way from Dublin, you've got to be in today's video. Come on, surely. You want to go and pat and stroke the horse.
You just don't want me to get there and have something about fighting.
No, guys, you don't want to get in today's video. Don't. No.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
What's your name? Francis. Oh, that's actually. I'm not going to say it on here. I was going to say that's a very close name to me personally.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, weird coincidence.
Yeah, no, it's Francis. I like Sarah, but yeah, no, I'm used to this.
I wonder what this guy's trying to say. Look.
I'm used to being a child.
You're definitely going to be in it when he moves, if he moves out of the way. He's having a one-way chat with the horse at the moment.
I thought it was very clear. There's no debate for everything. No, I'm used to the screen.
Okay, perfect. He's asking the horse which supplements he takes to be so shapely and well-rounded. Oh, the horse is a bit close. Oh, no, I'm too shy. The horse is called Waygood.
Sorry?
This horse is called Waygood. That's
Is
the
it?
name.
Yeah, but are you the person who posts these online?
Some, I mean, there are a few of us, but I'm typically one of the first that's here in the mornings. I prefer to do the mornings.
The reason why I ask that because it is actually incredible to see how horses respond. They're so well mannered.
Yep.
Well,
However,
that's
there are a couple that would have gone for you and potentially pushed you over.
That's the reason why I turned around and said, "And you did very well to respond." I know they're not meant to.
To be honest, it's because this first hour of the day or so, they're pretty chill. They just arrived about 15 minutes ago, this new regiment. And they will sometimes talk to tourists or visitors if people ask respectful, relevant questions. Yeah. But normally if people say, I've got an apple, I've got some mints, or I've got a banana, can I feed the horse? They'll typically ignore. But yeah, the horses are not all well-mannered. You've got 2 or 3 that are real biters, real nippers, and a few that have pushed people on the floor.
I mean, the thing about it is, of course, you say biters. If they really wanted to bite and hurt, they would, but they nip, don't they, just to keep a distance.
But there are a couple. Just last week, a Canadian girl got her arm stuck in the horse's mouth. Complete set of teeth marks deep in her arm. Yeah. Sometimes they really do. But again, it's right there. I don't have a lot of sympathy. Much as I said to her, "You're okay," it makes it pretty clear that you're taking the risk.
Hands,
MOD disclaimer.
Anyway, cheers, Carl. Thanks.
My pleasure. Cheers. Yeah, it's interesting. He was delighted. The chap there was delighted that the guard actually responded when he was trying to talk to him and ask, in fact, if the horse was going to be gentle or whether if he got too close, the horse would nip him. And the guard said the horse was okay. Yeah, the majority of them won't, especially if there are a few people here watching and or filming. They're not, strictly speaking, supposed to talk to anyone. However, they don't get in trouble for doing it. But the reason that they don't like to engage is that if they get, if for example, all the videos show people having a chat with a guard, everyone's going to get a little bit like, oh, why didn't they speak to me? So I think it's better that they don't talk to the public. Oh, Blues, sorry, I'm going to dash off 1 second. I knew that was going to happen, folks. Blues are heading out, Blues and Royals heading out. I'm not going to walk in any further to block any tourists that are filming. And again, notice that they're riding out in their cloaks, folks. Why? They don't need it right now, but obviously they brought the cloaks with them. So they're putting them back on. It was very rainy and very wet this morning, exceptionally so. This is why the ground is still covered with water. Okay. The interesting thing is that now it's done, 100%. What I mean by that, well, as you saw, the entire lifeguard troop rode in. There was no changeover process on the parade ground. Nobody was waiting for anyone else. It was all done pretty much instantaneously in 2 fell swoops. Notice the Blues and Royals have ridden straight through the tunnel over toward the Guards Memorial. No stopping. Rare to see that, but hey. Yeah, another thing we think we're not going to see that we have seen. So we have Waygood that in. Let's see who we've got at the other end. Here is Francis with the horse. Got you. I got you just in time. No, I don't know which horse this. Actually, wait. Looking at the marks. No, I'm just wondering which horse it is. 1 second. Let me see if I can figure out which horse it is. Wow, this horse is really beautiful, actually, guys. It looks like a smaller version of Q10. Hold on. I'm not sure if it's a new one or whether I recognise it. Let's see if I can figure out which one it is. Oh, that hoof. I can't even see a mark. Either I'm blind or there's no number on the hoof. It looks like it's a new one, though. Or is the number like half worn into the hoof? I mean, it is there, but it's super, super faint. I mean, God knows what that says. Unless, actually, wait, maybe, hold on. Oh, actually, no, it can't be. Actually, wait, it could be. Hold on a second. I think it's Rawdon. Is it Rawdon, folks? That's a single digit. It looks like it. What a mess. Okay. Folks, unless you can confirm it, guys, in the comments, I'm not going to state unequivocally it's Rawdon. I think it is. I mean, from what we can make out on the hoof, it matches the list, but it doesn't sit right with me, unless those new marks have appeared on the neck, because I don't remember Rawdon having marks on the right-hand side of her neck. Then again, this definitely looks like a mare. Did you see, Francis, if it's a mare?
You said it, you said she.
Ah, okay. So in which case it almost, in which case it's going to be then. Single digit, low number, mare. This is Rawdon, yeah, 100%. But the marks on the neck, If the trooper said she, then I'm happy to say it's Rawdon. But folks, yeah, look. I mean, I don't know how or why they would have happened, but notice the marks, the striations on the neck. Where would they have come from, people? What do we think? I don't remember those as being typical for Rawdon. Okay, I think the trooper's about to come out. 1 second. For his first rounds. Thank you. Ah, okay. We'll enjoy it. Thank you. Okay, here comes the trooper. These tourists are just standing exactly where he's supposed to be.
Back. Move back.
Why was she just... A completely stupid tourist just stood there in the guard's way. I can't understand why she's that dumb. Like, really? That was extraordinary. 1 second, let me ask. Did she not speak English? Did you speak English? You don't speak English? Did you not understand that she was in the guard's way? The lady here was in the guard's way when he was coming out. She didn't understand. These guys at work, you know this is not a joke, yeah? Seriously, guys, unbelievable. What an absolute bunch of morons they are. And then they stand there laughing and giggling. Those are the kind of tourist guys that, you know what? And I will say it, that London doesn't need. Okay, yeah, they bring the money, but at the same time they bring disrespect. How complicated is it when you've got a trooper standing right in front of you, asking you politely to move, and you just stand there like a complete moron? Shocking. I don't want to hear any excuses about, oh, you know what, maybe she doesn't understand English. You don't need to understand English. If a soldier is walking towards you, and very politely and respectfully, he didn't shout at her, he didn't push her, he didn't raise his voice, asked her multiple times to move, and she didn't. That was shocking to see it. Absolutely extraordinary. I'm not sure why the troopers. What do you think? Why he's been taken off?
Telephone call.
Oh, he got a telephone call. Wait, photographer said the trooper's been taken off. He's got a telephone call, but hold on, he's joking. Out the front just now, unbelievable. When the gatesman went to the post, there's a woman standing on the street between him and the post.
Yeah, no, he told him to get out of the way.
She just stood there like, duh, thinking it's some kind of a joke. Some of these tourists think it's a comedy show. Okay, up goes the chain to keep the photographer out. They don't want him in there. I am taken aback, people. I must admit, I am somewhat taken aback. Absolutely shocking. It's a pity that they couldn't speak a word of English, because I would have loved to have known where they were from. But now I can't title the video, you know, naughty, whatever. Disrespects the King's Guard, because I don't know. So instead I'll just call them a bunch of stupid tourists disrespect the guard. Excuse me. I guarantee though, folks. Now I've got something stuck in my throat. It's probably a fly. I guarantee you though that whichever country they're from, that they would be very upset if British tourists visiting their country behave like that to their military or indeed to their police. Okay, so something, I don't know what it would have been, something, and this corporal force is a stickler for detail, I can tell you that, in a very good way. Something he didn't like about the trooper's uniform, that's why he took him off. Have a go over with the other trooper. Uniform issue over that side for sure. That's the only reason they normally take them off, especially this quick. Thinking maybe some dirt or something from the ride over on the boots.
Well, he's been told what's going on.
I mean, it's not very surprising when it was pissing down, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, well, they had their long coat on.
yeah, but it's not going to cover the boots. I think that's what would have happened.
I don't know.
It would have been something with the boot, I'm sure. So there we are, folks. I'll go back to the front for a little bit. Try not to get too saddened by the stupidity of those tourists. I hate to think what would have happened actually if the lady hadn't pulled aside, I don't know, her friend, aunt, whatever, you know, her companion, because she just stood there, deliberately trying to get, as you saw, intentionally trying to get a guard reacts video as a souvenir of her trip to London. The worst kind of tourist. Okay, meanwhile, here's the first group, folks. Frenchy group just turned up. What does this mean? I don't know. Let's hope we don't have to redo Waterloo all over again. Oh, she said to the guard, "Can I stroke the horse?" So rather than plus new markings at the other end and way good this end. Oh. After lovely Francis and that chap that we had a little conversation with, the morning has started splendidly. But as usual, it only takes one or two morons to ruin it. On y va. Oh. Frenchies are saying au revoir to the horse. Or bye-bye, which is the lovely Frenchy version. They're all so delighted though to see the horse, super happy. Off they go. And there's another group at the other end. Actually, this is a better option for the moment because there's light here and warmth, whereas the other end feels like an episode of Game of Thrones. In other words, a bit too chilly. So again?
Why no change today?
Because I didn't even know this existed, a HCAV wet mount, because it was pouring now, wasn't it, about 30 minutes ago. Yeah. So apparently they rode over in the cloaks, lifeguards went straight in whilst the Blues were still in there, and then the Blues left. So I'd never seen that before, so it was a new one to me.
My group, I said to them, started at 10.
Really unpleasant morning this morning, actually, to be honest.
Half of them were like, oh, we don't want to do it. Half were like, oh, we'll do it anyway.
Apparently, I was going to say, they did do a full change of the power scene, didn't they? Everyone was expecting they'd pull it, but...
So I take them in the palace anyway, just do the kind of walk around.
Yeah.
And then I saw the police coming across the park. They're going to St James's, that means it's
something's off.
yeah. Good thing was it was a small crowd. So
it's awfully cold, isn't it? For such a bright morning, it's flipping. Actually, it's freezing. It's hood-wearingly cold. Yeah, but I mean, the actual cold breeze is it's more like, I don't know, January, no, than April.
So what happened to the... It's too wet.
Yeah, just, you know, I think this is why they came out with the cloaks on, because yes, it was this crazy cold wind. Even in this kit, they're going to be. I think they're going to be struggling for a bit today. You hear that wind, folks? It's crazy windy. Okay, tour guide just talking to me there that I know. Crazy, crazy, crazy windy, and the troopers, I guarantee, are going to be cold without their cloaks. super glad I put a light shell on today. Weatherproof shell. I've actually even put the hood up, guys, over my cab. It's that cold, so I'm really surprised that that the troopers did come out without the cloaks. I mean, we know they've got them here. They arrived in them. It'd be interesting to see when they come off if the 2 replacement boxmen are going to be in cloaks or also just in plain some order. The worst type of weather here actually is when it's freezing but really windy, because when it rains it just blows it in your face. Hopefully we're you'll take a picture of me now because oh, Colin, don't do it to me. It's flipping freezing. Of course I need to have the hood up. It's super cold. I'm actually really surprised they haven't got the cloaks on at the front. No, but when the wind blows at the front, it's super icy. What the hell is freezing? You don't think it's cold? Yeah, but how many layers have you got on? 3? Yeah, exactly. I've only got 2.
It's your own fault, isn't it?
I know, it is my own fault. No, wait, who hasn't come out? Well, the new...
He's still there.
Oh my god, he's still there. Maybe they completely made him strip the whole uniform and we do it all. It's got to be that. If it was being taken off, they would have already brought the new one out. So it's got to be him having to do something to fix his uniform before he comes back.
I don't know.
Yeah. Photographer said he's going to post my picture on his website later, guys. And no, I'm not going to tell you which website that is. You have to find it yourselves. But we're waiting for that replacement gatesman. No one knows why he's been taken off or how long it'll be before he comes back out again. But now I'm the subject of the humour here and the jokes because I've got this what should we call it? Hood. Yeah, wrapped around my head. I love this. The parents are saying go over, but don't get too close. You need to be respectful. If only it was always like that, this place would work flawlessly. It's actually, I think, the longest time that we've been without a gatesman. I wonder, actually, it being one of those rare occasions when the spot is completely empty, if there's anything here that we've never spotted before. For example, the grate in the corner, I hadn't even noticed that actually. Or any particular markings on the wall. I'm guessing those are boot scrapers, folks, no? One would think. If not, what else could they be? But there are no, unlike on the other side, we've got the FG1FT, fire guard 1 foot, next to the stables. There are no inscriptions or markings that I can see anywhere on this side. Absolutely none. Curiously. Oh, sorry. Got a trooper coming back with his dog. It's in his way. And then the second line back at the front, focusing on the horse, the new gatesman will come back out. And I'm only interested because I would obviously like to know if it's the same one. Where I should have got a clearer picture of the hooves, guys. That way we can definitely match it up as Radom, but I'm 99% certain it is. Sweet. the other end, ultra cautious parent, grandparent, making sure the kid's way back from the horse. That's about as far back as you're going to get, I think. Anyone that's thinking of coming to London, one thing to pack, guys, a kite, okay? It is super windy. More happy tourists. I've noticed actually, I'm not sure if it's in prep for military season, but I've noticed both out the back, and in addition to the ones over Raffles, which have been there for some time, there are a number more. One second, guys. Oh, that was behind me. There's some guy pulling a trolley. Yeah, there's quite a number of additional Union flags. More than we've seen for some time. Everyone's hoping that something's going to happen, but unless that new gatesman is ready pretty soon, nothing's going to happen. Still didn't fix the sign either, guys. It still says entrance. The entrance into horseguards. Okay, so the corporal of horse is now out of his ceremonials and in his number 2. And here comes, right on time, same trooper, gatesman. Oh goodness me, hold on a second. Now the other ones have been taken off. Got to be uniform related this morning, I'm sure. Look, corporal of horse is just attached to the chain. He's taken off the chitsman now. Okay, so he obviously decided that there was something he didn't like with both of the uniforms, but that he didn't want to leave the yard without a guard, without a foot guard. So, gatesman first, he's now back, and I'm sure he's flawlessly presented. See, just took the other one off.
Hey?
Have the other ones off. You just took the other one off. Corporal of horse.
I think they're not taking these things off.
All at something of a loss this morning, guys, as to exactly why. Oh, look, even the police stopped then. Notice this. So, yes, I would advise you, my dear fellow, to check your boots. The corporal of horse will be out shortly and he will do it for you. Make sure they are absolutely immaculate and there's nothing wrong at all anywhere with the that's what you call an eye for detail. Brilliant, that trooper. You notice that, folks? I don't know what it's called, the red band. That's part of the sash that goes over the cuirass. Had slightly moved off, and the trooper noticed it and fixed it for his colleague. Love to see that. Teamwork. Well done, guys. Brilliant. So that explains it. They're looking for anything that's wrong. Let's see if we'll go to his colleague at the other end now and check. Yep. Oh, there's a little bro next to the horse. Is he going to move? Ah! That's squashed against the wall. So That's what it is, guys. And it makes sense actually, because they don't wear the cuirass and the sash with the cartouche box when they are in winter uniform, i.e. when they're wearing the cloaks. But this morning they had the cloak over the summer order. Hence some of the things got a little bit jiggled around. And part of the uniform wasn't perfect. Makes perfect sense actually, doesn't it now? I'm just about to say, yep. There we are, the plume. Wow, it's amazing to see how much they focus on the detail. Absolutely brilliant. We've seen in the helmet, so it's perfect as well. Pleasure to watch this actually, really. And the same for his colleague. Straight in the helmet and the plume. Great stuff. Sash is perfect, cartouche is perfect. Oh, and a kiss for the horse. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? 3 troopers working together. Trooper 1, Trooper 2, and Trooper horse. Brilliant stuff. Oh, the dog have almost got in trouble then. And that, people, is how the guards are always so perfectly presented. By working together to make sure every single part of the uniform is absolutely pristine. That was a pleasure actually to watch that. Really. But as usual, we're out of time, folks. I will be back, as ever, very soon. I think, to be honest, it's going to rain again momentarily. The tourists are coming through, sort of trying to break out a smile, but it's cold, it's windy, and it's almost certainly going to rain. Typical Monday in London, in other words. Love it. Bye for now, guys.